Oh, they're fighting each other.
Don't come to help you. I'm not here to help you.
Ah, got him midair. Where are you now? Oh, shit. Are you upstairs? You downstairs?
I'm upstairs. On the roof.
What do you think of that Spider-Man and?
I'm actually pretty excited.
On the roof.
Kind of looking forward to it.
Oh, Spider-Man has fun.
Iron Man called them Underoos.
Underoos?
Underoos.
Oh, I thought he said on the roof.
Oh, he called them Underoos because of the pajamas. He was wearing pajamas.
I got
Tights,
that completely wrong.
Underwear. He's wearing his underwear.
Takes Captain Shield.
Yeah, watch it again to be sure. What did you name your Twitch name?
I thought I just put leader one.
Just say maybe spell your gamer tag. I'll look for you later and then try to add you on my list. And you could add me on your list.
Ooh, shit. I guess we're on a completely different side.
Yeah, I'm on the other side of you.
The classic rail kill. If you get shot, why are you screaming? Shouldn't you be like, you know, no longer conscious?
Do some melees, yo. Get that bounty that you have. Remember 20 melees or 30 melees without dying?
Oh, no, that's too late for that. Oh, come on, I'm stuck. I'll get my melee this way. Was it done?
No, there's a boss in this. Oh, there he is. Hello, Mr. Boss. Goodbye, Mr. Boss.
Well, that's it?
Yeah. Melee this guy.
Oh, I'm trying to get to him. There, got him.
This machine, it's still active. Let me analyze it.
Are we done already?
Oh, we have to finish the... Let him scan this thing. There it is.
I think he's shooting at it.
This AI once connected to the war mind of Mars.
Oh, I guess that's it.
Alright, go to the tower, turn in our stuff, and then
Rasputin's
turn
controlling
in.
it. I can't get in, and neither could the Cabal.
Hopefully it
Yeah,
recorded
maybe
us talking, or recorded you talking, and not just me talking. Because that'd be...
It might have heard me chewing in the background.
That might be an interesting video. Me talking to myself. My imaginary friend. James Kadapan.
Come on. Did you see SpaceX land there at a first stage?
They finally landed it.
I mean, this is I guess you know maybe I shouldn't be as too excited because they're a competing company. But damn, that's kind of cool to see an American company, aerospace company, land a first stage. That is incredibly difficult.
Are they the only ones that have done it so far?
They are the only ones.
Ah.
I mean, actually, so technically, when the space shuttle program was around, I mean, you could reuse the boosters, the SRBs, but I mean, it's funny because a lot of the people I work with are were engineers in the for the space shuttle program, and what they said was like for the SRBs they were kind of reusable because even after they decoupled from the external tank, or I'm not sure from the external. I mean, I guess from the rest of the space shuttle. You would slow down somewhat, then they would deploy parachutes to slow it down even more. But even then, once it hit the water, it just like fucked it up. So it was kind of roundish after they got it back. So you know, once it hits the water, it kind of floats there, and then you know the boats come in, pump air into it, so that it could so that you could stabilize the booster in the water. And then you know they take it back, refurbish it, dry it up, and then put new solid propellant in there for the next launch. But even then, sometimes it wasn't really worth it to refurbish it. Other times it was actually easier just to build a new booster and attach that on.
Well,
And
yeah,
so,
because
but like
it would land and like not land like you know nice or whatever, or land on the water, right?
Yeah, it's and really basically, but so this is a little bit different. So these were SRBs, so getting water touching the nozzle isn't as bad. But I mean, when you replace a propellant, you're basically changing that too.
Yeah.
But for something like a liquid ox rocket, like those engines. Or any motor of that type cannot touch water. I mean, it's like basically dropping into acid. It's just the components, the tolerances on these components are so tight that you know having it just like touch water or even let alone the force of the impact is just devastating for it. So, so having them land on a barge, because I mean that's really the most reasonable way. I mean, for most launches. You have to have something out there to get it if you intend to reuse it. For their first launch, I think, or for their first successful landing, they actually landed it on land, so that was easier. But then, because of the place that they were aiming for, doesn't require as much fuel. So the actual stack didn't go as high, so again, that was a little bit easier, but for their last landing attempt, which they actually succeeded, those are the kind of launches that you expect to really get the most bang out of your buck because of the orbit or the altitude or the orbit that you're aiming for will result in your first stage going really, really fast, really high and really, really fast. So then there's not much room for error. So that's even more amazing that they landed on the barge.
Oh, okay.
So for Boeing and really the ULA's or United Launch Alliance's answer to that type of reusable market is their what's called their Vulcan rocket, and that rocket is it's their shot at a reusable rocket, but instead of saving the entire first stage, what they're gonna do is, and basically this is like a variant of their Atlas V rocket, and what they're going to do is instead of saving the first stage, they're going to, like, after the first stage finishes its burn, it'll decouple just the engines. So like the back motors will separate from the tanks. It'll coast, slow down, It'll be ballistic for a little bit. Then once it's slowed down enough, it'll deploy a parachute, which will slow it down even more. But instead of landing it on a barge, in mid-air, while it's still, while the parachute's still, slowing it down, a helicopter or a plane will swoop in and catch it.
Oh, okay.
So in that sense, I mean, that's still kind of nutty to begin with. But what you're doing is you're saving the most expensive part of the rocket, which are the engines. Those are the ones that are the most expensive part. But SpaceX is saving more of it, and that it's saving the tanks. So really, what's going to happen is because they're saving all that to get the most bang out of their buck for each vehicle, they'd have to launch it more than a couple times. Like maybe, I don't know how I don't know how many times they have to use it for, but more than I would assume 3 or 4 times to get your money's worth out of a booster. So I think for the next test they're gonna pressurize the tanks to failure to see what it could take, and maybe fire it a couple times to see maybe do a static firing and see how much it could take before it fails. That way they could determine the life cycle for a booster like that, assuming they save it every time, because they've tried a couple times and this is the first time it's landed at sea. And I mean, you couldn't have a better situation with that barge, because those seas aren't going to be as nice all the time. So it's already hard enough to land on a static, on something that's standing still like land. Just imagine you have like a barge that's like pitching and rolling, going up and down on top of that. So I mean, they did a pretty excellent job. So hopefully Boeing, I don't know, maybe I'm not, ULA is technically Boeing and Lockheed Martin together and combining their rocket divisions. So I'm kind of rooting for ULA to be successful with the Vulcan, but SpaceX's landing looks kind of cool. I gotta admit that sounds pretty cool, but I guess I'd have to see a pair of motors dropping down and having that helicopter catch it. I mean, that'd be pretty cool too. Yeah.
So
it's kind of funny because. Go ahead.
I don't know. I just had your whole conversation on broadcast, so I got it for posterity.
Fine. That's fine.
All right,
That's
man.
fine.
So probably next time, when do you think you could play again?
We'll see.
The
I don't
weekend,
know.
maybe?
Yeah, probably the weekend. I'm trying to fix my printer, my 3D printer. I think I got it. It just stupid things keep happening to it. So I'll see if I can fix it, and then.
All right.
I'll probably be free over the weekend.
Yeah, I'll hit you up.
Yeah. All right. Peace out, man.
All right. Later.
Later. Bye.